guys, welcome back. It is Lindsey Bell and I am here with a shot of positivity into your life. 2016 has been whack attack at best is kind of how I would sum up the year. No matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, it's been weird. It's been nuts. And it's been not awesome. As far as people, I feel like there's been a lot of tension and it's been a pretty negative atmosphere out there in the world. Anybody who watches my vlogs knows that I am not about negativity. I am the opposite. I embrace positivity because it's kind of the only thing I can hold on to that gives me a semblance of sanity in my life. I feel like real quick everything could like spiral out of control and the only thing you can do is hold on to that little bit of positivity that reminds you that there are awesome, awesome things that happen every day that you need to be thankful for and super proud of. So I wanted to put a little video together that are the most awesome things that I thought happened in 2016. Not politically, not necessarily on a social level. This could be just something I saw online that really moved me, something that brightened my day, or things that in general just made 2016 awesome. I wanna make sure I give credit to all the awesome people who came up with these awesome things throughout the year. Definitely go check out all the links below, go check out everybody's content, give them a shout, and let them know they were awesome in 2016. So let's take a look back, find the positivity, and remember all the things about 2016 that really brought a smile to your face. Tone with what kind of video this is gonna be, we're gonna start out with item number 1, dogs wearing leotards. That's right, in 2016 we got dogs wearing leotards. It seemed like this came from a good place, like when dogs are shedding you put them in this leotard thing and then you take it off outside and brush them off and get all the excess hair out of your house. But to me, it's more the joy of seeing a dog run around in a fully clothed leotard that brought me the smile. I get that there is a use for this, but more than that, it's a dog in a leotard and that's awesome. Probably one of the cooler events that went down in 2016 was the Rio Olympics. Just a few like meme-worthy things that came out of it. Michael Phelps and his aggressive, not so happy face before he raced the guy that he lost his gold medal to at the last Olympics. Just the memes that came out of that alone were enough to make Rio 2016 go down in history. Michael Phelps, one of the greatest athletes in the world, but the best part of his Olympic journey was for sure this moment. A couple of other favorite things that came out of the Rio Olympics were this synchronized swimming duo, which has made everything in my life perfect. I think my favorite version of this meme was when they had the full video of their intro and it said, grabbing your best friend to go confront your boyfriend about talking to another girl or something like that. Also personally, me and my friend Darcy in the club, every time. And the coolest thing to ever come out of dressage, AKA horse dancing, is this guy making his horse dance to Santana. Like, what? Just mind blown. Mind blown. I love you. This next thing, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, but you haven't watched the whole season from this last one yet, you're A, dumb, but B, spoiler alert, real quick, go ahead and fast forward about a minute. Jon Snow came back to life. 2016 brought Jon Snow back to us with his luscious locks and his beautiful pout and everything that is amazing about him. Also, spoiler alert, he was stabbed by a child, other men, he died. But 2016 brought him back to us, and for that, I am forever thankful. Thanks, Game of Thrones. Don't do this to me again. In awesomeness that is only for the southern states in the United States, Publix announced that they're gonna go ahead and put some Starbucks in their stores. For those of you who don't live in a place that has a Publix, I feel for you. First off, I'm so sorry for your loss, but Publix is awesome and it's the best and I love it and it's my favorite restaurant almost, and now they're putting a Starbucks in it, which means that I can just live there. If they could just put some tables, I'll just stay in Starbucks and work. I'll be there editing every day. Sorry Publix, I'm moving in. One of the best videos that I watched of 2016 was this video called Sewing Hope. It's about a little boy who is obsessed with sewing stuffed animals for children who are in the hospital with cancer and other awful illnesses. And he goes like once a week or once a month and brings these stuffed animals to kids. And he is the most inspiring person that I've ever watched ever. Also, I just go watch the video. It's so moving. They're such a cool family. Obviously they support him, but they kind of like laugh at him too. Like, be a kid, do your own thing. You don't have to do this. But he feels obligated and he feels like he's making a difference in the world. And those are the things that we all need to find in us. I feel like I'm not doing enough of that, and this kid reminds me that I'm definitely not. Like, I should be trying harder. I don't know if my stuffed animals would ever be as good as his, but just finding something that gives you meaning in your life is super important. Shout out to this kid, he killed it and is continuing to kill it, I'm sure. Beyonce's next on the list, and I think she could be on like any year's list, like the year that she dropped an album without telling anybody and it went platinum or whatever in like a day, I don't know. But this year I think she taught us like a super important, however timeless message that we hear super frequently. It's like, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. When your husband cheats on you, you make the album of the century. Yeah. Lemonade not only has made me start drinking lemonade every day, which I didn't do before. I always liked lemonade, but now all of a sudden I'm like, ugh, lemonade, Beyonce. But she empowered women, empowered Black women especially. I don't want to step into the political spectrum because I really don't want this video about that. But I think that Beyonce gives a voice to a lot of women and reminds them, like, stand up for yourself. Don't tolerate this crap. Maybe air your dirty laundry if you do it in a poetic way. I don't know. I'm not sure what the lesson is other than finding things that are negative and finding positives. But also, like, her stage show was amazing. I went with Darcy. It was awesome. She brought a lot of light and love to my life, and I appreciate that. Thanks, Beyonce. Quizzes were huge in 2016 thanks to BuzzFeed. Nothing like wasting your time at work by finding out what kind of French fry you are. But my favorite quiz that I took was, what type of bread are you? And it was meant to be not as serious, obviously, and I'm a breadstick for sure. Definitely check out what type of bread you are and live that best life. Sometimes the government's cool, and then sometimes they turn out to not be so cool. I'm not talking about this year's election. I'm talking about a different vote entirely. A vote that happened in the UK of naming a ship. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google Boaty McBoatface. I can't even say it. Boaty McBoatface brought me so much joy in the middle of this last year. Somebody somewhere came up with this idea to let the people vote for what this new scientific, awesome, like, $1 billion ship would be named. Of course, the people of the world decided on Boaty McBoatface. It won by a landslide. It didn't stick though, they didn't let it happen, but Boaty McBoatface will live on in my life forever. If I ever get a boat, probably Boaty McBoatface is up there for top on the list of names for it. I just love it. Whoever came up with it, love you. Another one of my favorite videos from 2016 is this dog talking about what its best friend is. And it just loves this moose. It can't get over this moose. Everything, it's like, who's your best friend? Who's your best friend? And it taps the moose. I'm like, moose, moose, moose. And then there's a surprise at the end. You find out that it has a different best friend. The moose is always its best friend until pizza. And in that moment, this dog is all of us. Who's your best friend? It's pizza. The Tyrannosaurus Rex costume went big this year. I can't remember when I started seeing the videos of people in the Tyrannosaurus Rex costume doing awesome things like gymnastics and dancing and ice skating. It just, in general, the videos are always awesome. My favorite time the Tyrannosaurus Rex showed up though is this year at the Denver Broncos Halloween game when a Denver Broncos cheerleader did their whole pregame dressed as a Tyrannosaurus Rex. She is everything. I don't know her name, I don't know who she is, but she's my favorite cheerleader in the world. As a cheerleader myself, it's hard to give that out to anyone, especially as a Denver Broncos cheerleader. I mean, we played them, we lost, it wasn't fun, but I have to love her Was she a sexy mermaid? Nay. I'm gonna be Tyrannosaurus Rex. There were some pretty cool hashtags in 2016, but my favorite that stuck out is Perfectly Me. The Perfectly Me campaign was rolled out on National Body Confidence Day, a day which I myself think should be celebrated every day, right? It was focused on Instagram and was trying to be a space to let women and men know that they can be perfect in themselves for exactly who they are. Instagram tried really hard this year to get rid of some awful things that were going on the back end that not a lot of us saw, but definitely knew that it was going on. It bums me out as a woman and a dancer that so many women go through these things that they feel like they have to harm themselves to become a better looking person. And it breaks my heart. So I'm glad that Instagram's doing something to reach out to these women and make sure that they are getting the help that they need, or at least reaching out to provide that help if they can. It's really hard to be really skinny, and it's really hard to work out all the time, and it's really hard to not think of yourself as perfect, and I don't think any of us really do. But reminding yourself that you are a work in progress and you can do things in a healthy way to make sure that you are providing enough for yourself and living a healthy life. And I just appreciate that this company is trying. And maybe it's not where we need to be yet, but trying is definitely a step in the right direction. On a lighter and less serious note, Drake danced around in a turtleneck and it was awesome. Drake reminded me of myself in the club when I'm feeling it, when I'm really feeling it, and made it okay. It's okay when you're feeling it to get into it. Are you cool? Absolutely. Who cares what somebody else thinks? Do your dance moves, do you. Bust them out. I don't care, I'm about it. This dance move, Drake did it, I think. This one, where you like pop your butt, I don't think he did that, but he should have, because that's my favorite for sure. Get your turtleneck on, put your Timbs on, get in your little shiny light box and do your dance, y'all. I pay a lot of attention to what's going on in fashion. I was a buyer for years. Now I'm starting my own retail boutique. It'll be online starting in 2017. Goals, hopefully it will happen. It is happening. No, hopefully, it's happening. So fashion holds a special place in my heart. I spend a lot of time online looking at kind of the trends and what's going on just because, I don't know, it's fun to me. I enjoy it. I'm not trying to keep up with it. I'm just, you know, seeing what's out there. What are new people doing? What's going on? 2016 by far has been the comfiest fashion year that I've seen in a long time. Not trying is the new trying. Vintage t-shirts are in, leggings is pants are in. LuLaRoe is everywhere. If you haven't bought a pair of leggings from your friend on Facebook that's selling them and like selling them, like tons. I'm so proud of those girls who hustle. If you haven't done that yet, I'm not sure you're involved in our American society right now. Also, sneakers making a comeback. The Fenty collection with Puma, those creepers give me life. I haven't bought a pair yet, but I want a pair, they keep selling out. I wore my Adidas Superstars more than I wore my nude heels, and that's kind of crazy. The 90s are back with a vengeance. We all wore so many flannels this year that Kurt Cobain like smiled in his grave. We also wore a lot of crop tops, and everybody wore them, as they should, because there are good crop tops for everybody. Fashion this year was about comfort and was about being you, and there's nothing more exciting about the prospect of 2017 in my eyes. Morgan Freeman's voice narrating things has been giving us all life for, I mean, probably our whole lives if you're around my age. Like, I can't think of a time where Morgan Freeman wasn't narrating something on TV that I loved. But in 2016, Morgan Freeman stopped by the Jimmy Kimmel Show and narrated Pedestrians on the Street. This proves the point that Morgan Freeman could narrate anything. Morgan Freeman could narrate you making granola for breakfast and then eating it while sitting in your pajamas, and it would be one of the most beautiful things I've ever listened to. I feel like not everyone is a sports fan, but for just a moment earlier in the fall, a lot of the world became a Cubs fan. A lot of us lived for Chicago for just a second. When a team hasn't won in over 100 years and you just want to see them succeed, it's hard not to cheer for them. Even though my baseball team is the Rays forever, I love them so much. There was a special place in my heart for Chicago when they won the World Series. A, I love the city. It's beautiful, it's so much fun. But B, you just love seeing the underdog come from behind and win. It's a success story. Mind you, I will never cheer for the Blackhawks, but in that moment, seeing the Cubs win, it was a pretty beautiful time. And last but not least, the 16th thing that was awesome about 2016 is that we're still here. You and I, we made it. We made it through. And despite everything that could have gone wrong, which kind of did, but despite all of the things that didn't go in our favor this year, here we are. Another year stronger, another year older, and ready to take on 2017, or at least trying to get ready to take on 2017. So for 2017, my wish for us is that we find all the beautiful moments and all the fun things and all the cute cats that roll around on the ground and make cute noises. And we come back a year from now and do 17 awesome things that happened in 2017. So this is where I'll leave you. Hopefully having your day a little bit brightened by all the awesome things that I thought happened in 2016. I will see you on the flip side. There will be a new vlog tomorrow, and I love you guys so much. Talk to you soon. Bye. The third thing I want to touch on is the fact that Jon Snow came back to life in 2016. We lost him. We lost Jon Snow. He died. He was stabbed by a child and other men. Spoiler alert, hold on. But in 2016, Morgan Freeman, why is his name so hard to say? Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman.